We're driving along. Everything is going smoothly. The car ahead signals a left turn. Fine, we're going that way too. We signal. Then suddenly, we've just learned a lesson the hard way. We didn't consider the reaction time of the driver behind us. We stopped in time, but only in time for a rear-end collision. Sure, the driver behind was following too closely. How about us? At our speed of 20 miles an hour, we should have allowed 2 car lengths space ahead, not 1. We assumed the car ahead would continue without stopping. At 20 miles an hour, we travel almost 30 feet before we start to brake. The driver behind us travels a similar distance when he reacts to our stoplight, a total distance of about 60 feet. Add to this the distance he takes to stop. He runs out of road and runs into us. Although legally he may be to blame, as a defensive driver, we could have prevented that accident. How? Well, let's say the car behind us is following too closely. If the vehicle ahead stops suddenly, we could be caught in the middle. So we have to slow down and encourage the tailgater to pass. If he still hangs on, we must open up more space between us and the traffic ahead. This way we'll always have protection in front and plenty of room for a smooth, gradual stop to which even a tailgater can react in time to prevent a rear-end collision. Remember, the only road we can control is the section immediately ahead of us. To avoid being cramped, we must drop back to allow ourselves as much room as possible. While we cannot control the area immediately behind us, we can certainly influence it by our defensive attitude. In every traffic situation, the defensive driver knows he has a definite responsibility to the driver of the vehicle behind, because he is more concerned with preventing an accident than who is legally right or wrong. So before blaming anyone else, we must ask ourselves if we did everything we reasonably could to prevent a collision. We are the eyes of the driver behind. We can see more of the situation ahead than he can. But he cannot read our mind. So we must give as much warning as we can. Flash our brake lights. Use our turn indicators. Or give hand signals. We must bear in mind that we use at least 1 second of reaction time before our brake lights indicate an emergency stop. So we must keep that space ahead clear for our protection. As you become a defensive driver, you will employ techniques that in themselves will reduce the likelihood of crisis situations. Important techniques, like keeping the driver behind informed while you concentrate on what is happening around you. You must assume the driver behind is not going to make allowances for your carelessness. Here's a typical example. The traffic light ahead is known as stale green because it's shown green for quite a while and could change soon. Can you beat it? Or will the light change beat you? If you don't want to be in the position of having to make a sudden stop and perhaps be hit from behind, here's what you do. Check mirror and rest your foot lightly on the brake as you approach the lights. Then, if it changes, you won't be caught. As you come to a smooth, gradual stop, the driver behind you will also have plenty of time to stop. This, of course, means that you must know what you intend to do. Hesitation can be fatal. You are approaching an intersection. You have a clear run through. Only, is this where you turn off? Or is it the next one? No, it's not. Yes, it is. What you should have done to prevent that accident was continue to the next intersection when you recognized your turn-off too late. A slight inconvenience, but less than having your car parked in a smash repair shop. We'll never get rid of the tailgater, but we can make it easier on ourselves if we know how to handle him. If we can't lose him, we should always drop back and encourage him to pass. It's worth the few seconds we might lose in travelling time. But if he hangs on, we must use our defensive formula for preventing rear-end collisions. Anticipate the hazards and avoid tight situations ahead. Know what you are going to do. Use your mirror. Signal your intention to the driver behind. Have plenty of room ahead and always make sure that you stop smoothly and gradually.